Today I'm going to be printing this Starry Night Hugh Forge from JDLG 2065 on Maer World. If you scroll down, you have all the print settings. This calls for 100% infill with a layer height of 0.2 millimeters and a base layer of 0.2 millimeters. It also says to use a brim to prevent lifting, but I'm going to show you how to add custom mouse ears so that they're secure and easy to remove. Further down you can see the colors that they used and at what layer they changed the colors. An important note here, if you are resizing the model like I did, you're going to have to leave the Z height the same. Okay, so in the slicer we're going to first make sure it's for the right printer. I'm using a 0.4 nozzle Clipper D3 printer using PLA, and here's where we can change the print settings for this Hueforge model. So let's import the model first. I already resized it and cut it. So the layer height is 0.2 with a first layer of 0.2. Under the strength tab, we're going to keep the walls at 3. Scrolling down to top shell thickness, it's at 0.8 millimeters. So we're going to make sure that the bottom shell layers match this, changing it to 0.8 millimeters as well. Next we'll scroll down to infill and change that to 100% as per the instructions. Then we're going to go to the others tab and make sure the brim is changed to no brim. Now what we'll do is add a plate. We're going to lock our first plate, then right click on our second plate, add primitive, click on cylinder, and then we're going to adjust the scale. Make sure the uniform scale is not checked. Then we'll change the Z height to 1 millimeter. Then we'll tap move and right click on the cylinder, and we're going to clone it 3 times. Now we're going to take one cylinder and place it on one on each corner. Go ahead and unlock the plate. We want the corner to cover about 1/4 of the cylinder. Now we can go ahead and X out the second plate. Now taking a closer look at one of the corners, you can see that the mouse ear Z height is higher than the Hueforge in some areas, and we don't want this. So we're going to click on the cylinder and lower the Z height by adjusting the scale. We'll adjust it so that the mouse ear is slightly below the lowest point of the Hueforge. And we'll do this for each corner. After that's done, we're going to go over to Objects. We'll click on the top model and then Control A to select all the objects. Then right click and assemble. After that, we're going to click, hold, and drag the top Hueforge model to the bottom position after all 4 of the cylinders. Now click and select only the cylinders, and we're going to change the wall loops from 3 to 4. So now when you click on the Hueforge, it should be 3 wall loops, and the cylinders each should have 4 wall loops. This is the key to having your mouse ears snap off easily after the print is done. So now we can go ahead and slice the print. What we want to see when it's finished slicing is this sort of Pac-Man look on the mouse ears, where the Hueforge and the mouse ears are separated by their own walls. If you look underneath, you can really see the separation. This is what we want to see for each corner. Now that that's done, we can go back to the model's layer change instructions, and we're going to manually add pauses at these layers in the slicer. So we'll drag this bar down to layer 9 or 1.8 height, right click and add pause, then drag it up to the next change, which is layer 12 or 2.4 height, right click and add pause. And we'll do this for each layer change, 13, 14, and 16. Once that's done, we'll go ahead and reslice. And that's it. We can now export the G-code and rename it to whatever you'd like and save it. And now your Hueforge with mouse ears file is ready for printing.